How we are this morning. Karibu sana, Emmanuel Rutto.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Speaker. The guest of honor, the Executive Director, Mr. Joseph Ndungu, the Deputy Executive Director, Madam Mary Wainaina, Chief Principal, Madam Evelyn Kemuma, lecturers, members of the Board of Management, invited guests, visitors, families who are following this live stream, fellow graduates, all protocol observed. Good morning. It gives me pleasure to stand before you today and give my speech on this auspicious 15th graduation ceremony. It is with much honor that I deliver this commencement address to this esteemed audience on behalf of the class of 2021. Education is indeed a great equalizer. Who knew that a young village boy from Marura, the outskirts of Eldoret town, would one day be tasked with such a responsibility? Truly, our stories and journey, said, unsaid, sad, heart-wrenching, and inspiring, are allowed us to touch the sky. Fellow graduates, I hope and believe that you agree with me that the road to this day was far and tough, coupled up with ups and downs that were experienced by all of us. There were diverse limitations and challenges, but we made it. Congratulations. Right from the orientation date to this wonderful graduation date, a lot has transpired. With no script, I have no idea what was going to happen, but in my dream at heart, I knew what I wanted and where I wanted to be. I reminisce the good times, the fun times, the hard times, which lasted ordinarily longer than it should have, and the times I thought I had it all, but I was proven wrong. Great things, as stated by Tom Boyer, are made of a series of small actions and efforts. Allow me to dwell a bit into the good and fun memories we shared with our fellow students and trainers during my study time at the institution. I'm an optimist, so I go with the good things. When I joined, I knew it was not going to be an easy journey, but I was ready to face the world. I was very eager to learn, and that was the atmosphere of the day. During introduction, I listened keenly on names of my fellow students and the reasons as to why they were taking their different programs. I can confidently state that we had wonderful dreams and aspirations. I hope it becomes fulfilled. It was during this time that I happened to share a lecture room with a Kenya defense officer. Like, how was I even supposed to behave around him? I don't know. Seeing them in uniform is a different case, but being in class with them was very different. Does he have a gun? Are we even supposed to talk to him? What if I sound disrespectful? With time, all this was answered. I got to have one of the best classmates one would wish for. They were beautiful souls, kind souls, and caring. They still are. This was evident when we had to stay in school for long hours, discussing coursework and assignments, reaching out to absent students to inquire on their welfare. What better version of human nature would one ask for? It was a we want to excel and not I want to excel type of class. Even the most uncomfortable moments of attending the post-mortem examinations for pathology was easier because we were together. In our first term of study, common concepts were taught and we were equipped with knowledge and skills in communication, criminal law, law of evidence, criminal procedure, research methods, investigations, and occupational safety and health. This was to ground us in the different courses that we were pursuing, and I can testify that we got the best. I was already feeling like an expert, but it was just the beginning. Today we graduate skilled with many other areas including complex investigations, physical security, application of different models of crime prevention, and the use of scientific methods to solve crime. We call that forensics. Fellow graduates, we cannot underplay the fact that technology has caught up with us and it is largely used in the industry. Let us be positive and purpose to use the technological skills imparted in us through units like digital literacy, computer forensics, and information security in our profession. I can't fail to mention my trainers from our chief principal. She was such an easygoing individual. She still is. to the sharp-looking, to the ever sharp-looking Mr. Muiruri. I think all of us can attest to that. Be presentable always, be punctual, and don't give excuses for his constant reminders. I do recall a time I came to class on shorts, and he asked me if at all there was a swimming pool at the City Hall Annex. Of course there was none. Then why was I coming to class in shorts? In his lectures, you just had to be well-dressed and smart, just to mention but a few. The list is so long. The lectures he attended are not only for educational purposes, but also life lessons. I personally learned a lot from my trainers, supervisors, and my fellow students. From the actual lectures to the field attachments, which enabled most of us get a glimpse of what we are getting ourselves into. A world filled with criminals, uncouth, rogue, and individuals with questionable characters. Bearing in mind that crime is the biggest and most dynamic enterprise, and ironically the biggest employer at a go. I would call upon the graduating class to uphold a high moral standing as they get into the job market. Let's work wholeheartedly to improve the criminal justice system by doing what is right and what is just. Making our country greater is not only by looking for the big positions in government, it is by doing what is required of us at the respective positions we hold. Being patriotic and being a voice of reason despite the challenges we might be facing. With the employment opportunities shrinking at a high rate, it is my clarion call to the graduating class of 2021 to strive and create more job opportunities in this field so as to make the future generation proud of what we are able to do. While we had the strength to do it, we should bear in mind that we all cannot fit into the available jobs, hence look for ways we will employ ourselves and make our impact felt in this field. Those who will be able to join the existing jobs in the Criminal Justice Department, make it your priority to make the playing ground equal for the future generations to serve our country diligently. This field is big enough for all of us. We agree all in that. Exiters act as probate. The result justifies the deeds. The efforts we put jointly and individually is today being understood backwards, but we aspire to live it in a forward trajectory. I want to call upon everyone here today to be audacious. There's always a best possible path. Your job is to find it and have the courage to follow it. What you think is attainable is just but a function of what you know at the moment. Once you start your pursuit, you will learn a lot, especially if you triangulate with others' paths you never saw before will emerge. Of course, there are some possibilities or near impossibilities, especially when you live in a world where what you see is not actually what you see. At this point, I would like to thank God for this far He's brought us, His sufficient grace and goodness. He's been true, and to Him we bow and say, Asante. The entire institution, led by the administration, for their support, to the support staff, for their facilitation and training. It is through them that we are closer to achieving our dreams. To our parents, thank you very much. I thank my parents specifically, my older siblings who facilitated my study here, my aunt and my uncle who's given me facilitation for all this time in studying here at the institution. We acknowledge and appreciate your prayers, your financial support, and continued encouragement. To my fellow students, it's a good and sad moment altogether. Good in that we will be addressed as graduates today and inched closer to become people we wanted to be. Unfortunately, we get to part ways and take different directions. But it's my humble prayer that we continue helping one another in trying to be a better version of themselves. I want to applaud my fellow students who facilitated their own studies. Pongezi sana. I know it's hard, our parents struggle, and you facilitating your own studies. Pongezi sana. And the entire graduating class of 2021. Congratulations. Let's go forth and make the criminal